It's hatch chili season and people go crazy for them. Whether you're roasting them, stuffing them, or just adding a touch of heat to your favorite food, hatch chilies just bring this unique flavor that cannot be matched. In this video, I'm gonna talk about what makes them so special, how to prepare them in both the grill or the oven, and also how to store them. That way you can have as many hatch chilies as you want, depending on your freezer size. Of course, I'm gonna follow up with plenty of mouth-watering recipes. Stick around, I hope you're hungry. All right, so hatch chilies, you've probably seen them before, maybe you've at least heard of them before, and what makes them so special? It's just a chili. Don't joke about that. It's way more than just a chili. Now, while they are related to the Anaheim chili pepper, they don't have the same flavor. That's what really makes hatch chilies stand out. The most common way to use these is to roast them so that you can peel off the skin and enjoy the meaty chili on the inside. And let me tell you, that's where the magic is. Once you roast them, the flavor totally changes. They go from this crisp, fresh chili pepper to this buttery, rich flavor profile. It still has a really great amount of heat, but it just kind of like melts and it adds just this deep richness to anything that you add it to. Doesn't matter if it's a salsa, just a topping, or if you stuff them. I'm like salivating as I'm talking about this. Now, what makes hatch chilies so unique as far as the growing season is that they're only grown in Hatch Valley, New Mexico, and they come out in late summer every year. So sometimes you get lucky, you get them in mid to late July, but most of the time you're gonna see them in August, even sometime through September. Now, once they're gone, until next year, of course. Now, there's a lot of different varieties of hatch chili, but the most common one that you're gonna see in the store, this one's called the Big Jim. Try saying that without laughing. Most of the time when you buy them, they're gonna be this yellowish green color, very similar to an Anaheim chili. But if you're like me and you like hot, you might go digging and you can get some red or orange tinted ones. And trust me, they are spicier. And like any chili pepper, you can eat these raw, but that's not where the magic happens. You really want to roast them. It draws out that amazing flavor, and plus you can store them for a longer period of time too. Trust me, you're gonna want to. So let's talk about how to prepare these. If you've seen hatch chilies in the market before, a lot of times they're roasting them in these large spinning cages with the flames coming from underneath. You don't need that. Thankfully, you can do it at home and it's really, really easy. So my favorite two ways would be the oven, which is a really simple way to do a bunch of them. Or if you want to add a little bit more flavor, I love grilling them. Either way, the process is very similar. Let me walk you through each one. When you're purchasing chilies, if you can find ones that are long and straight like this, they'll tend to char more evenly and a lot faster than ones like this that are curvy and then they have all these different crevices. So this would be one that I'll probably throw on the grill because that ambient heat from the fire is probably going to roast this better than the broiler for this longer one. My preferred method is the grill because you do get that wood fire flavor, and yes, they actually pick it up. It does make a difference. Totally worth it. So let's go. Once you've got your charcoal lit, we're gonna create an even layer on one side. Spread the coals out so you don't have too much of a hot spot. Then we'll just throw the chilies right on. You don't need to oil these like you do for the chilies in the oven. After a few minutes, all you have to do is kind of just flip them a little bit and check. These are gonna take a little bit more attention than the oven roasted ones, but that's okay. It's fun to grill. Pretty soon I'm going to be using the cool side of the grill because some of these chilies are going to get done a little sooner than others, and we can move them right over there and then they won't get burned. As you need to, rotate the chilies so that certain ones are more directly over the heat, and this is really what you're looking for right here, is a chili that's soft and pliable like this. It's got the char on all sides. I'm just going to go ahead, move this to the cooler side of the grill. So once these are nice and charred, I'm going to go ahead, remove them and put them in a bowl, because what we'll do is cover them up and steam them a little bit. That way the skin gets just peels right off basically. So you can see these are perfect. See what I mean about the curves on this chili? Took a little bit more to roast this guy, so try to get them when they're straight. All right, so just pulled these in from the grill. You can see they're nice and charred. They smell really great and smoky too, just from the wood. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up because this will help them steam. So you can use any kind of container. If you've got like a large Tupperware, you could throw them in a grocery bag or a Ziploc bag, whatever you want. Just make sure that the top is completely sealed and you can see that they're steaming right away. Gonna let these hang basically until they're room temperature, and then we'll come right back. You're gonna need a baking sheet with some foil on top. Next, you'll want to coat this lightly with some cooking spray. That just helps the chilies to prevent them from sticking. Go ahead and set your chilies on here, lay them flat if possible, and then we're gonna broil these. And if you've got a low or a high setting on your broiler, use whichever you prefer. You just wanna pay attention to them so that they don't burn. Okay, I'm gonna pop these in the broiler for about 6 minutes and we'll come back in a few. All right, it has been about 5-6 minutes or so and good. They're starting to get charred. Let me flip them a little bit here. That's all you really want to do. Would be the same thing as you would do on the grill. You know, you're basically just grilling in the oven. So the one thing I will warn you about this process is your house will definitely smell like roasted chilies. So if you're very sensitive to smells or anything, grill is probably going to be a better option for you because this is very strong. So I'm going to let this go another 6 minutes or so and we'll be back. Okay, let's check on these because I'm smelling them getting roasty. Okay, here we go. So this did not quite take another 6 minutes, probably because they're already pretty warm and stuff like that. So you can see that they're still need to be roasting on some of the sides here. That's the challenge with broiling them and when you don't have a straight pepper is that you kind of get some uneven char. So you kind of have to just keep playing with it for a little bit. I do recommend if you're going to do this, don't have another layer underneath. It just doesn't really work. You kind of need to do them in a single layer. So that's the challenge of doing them in the oven, but I mean, it'll work. So let's go a few more minutes and then I'll pull them in. All right, so I just pulled these out of the oven and I got to let them cool because they are really hot. But you can see that they're charred. They're charred pretty well, They don't have that ambient heat from the temperature of the flames coming up on all sides like you would a normal grill, but this is really what you want to look for. You want them nice and soft and tender, just like this. And then what we'll do is go ahead and throw them in here real quick. And then I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap, again, so they can steam. The skin will be easy to peel off. And then from there, I'll show you what to do with them. All right, I am excited because I'm gonna have a lot of hatch chilies to cook with over the next couple weeks. Nice and tight, got that sealed up, and we'll be back in a few. So if you wanted to, before you start peeling them, you could stop here. These will stay in the fridge good just like this for about 3 to 5 days before they start to get a little bit slimy. They will be good in the freezer for months. I've had them just like this for 6 to 8 months. It's just much easier to peel them now. They'll still keep just the same. I'm gonna peel these grilled ones just so that you guys can see really what this takes. I mean, honestly, it's just grabbing and pulling off the charred skin. And don't worry about it if it doesn't come off in one piece. It's not going to. You just want to expose the flesh. It's not a big deal if it rips unless you're trying to create like a perfectly stuffed chili. If that's the case, just go slow. But this, again, you can see why you really want gloves for this part of the process because it just gets kind of messy. All right, that's pretty good. Now, when I store them, I like to leave the tops on because I'm never sure if I want to stuff them or chop them. So I'll just leave it right like this. It's okay if there's a few black bits. You can see mine ripped open in the middle there, but I don't really care. I can always put a piece of cheese in there and grill it up. But the black bits are just the skin. The skin is totally edible, not a problem. Take as much care as you want in cleaning them, and then we'll store them. If you're planning on keeping hatch chilies for more than about 4 or 5 days, definitely you want to get them in a freezer bag and then get them in the freezer because you don't want them to spoil, and they will. One reason why we roast and peel them before we freeze them is that because it actually maintains the texture better than if you were to freeze them fresh. Plus, then they're kind of ready to go when you want them. Other piece of advice is if you're going to freeze them, an easy way to store them would be to get them in a Ziploc bag and then set them on a baking sheet flat. That way the bag freezes flat and it's much easier to store stacks of hatch chilies than it is just like a clumpy bag. What I like to do is write on the front of the bag how many chilies are in here and when I actually sealed them up. That way I can just keep track. As soon as you start roasting and tasting hatch chilies, you are going to be freezing so many bags of these so that you can have them throughout the year. We covered a lot today on what makes these so special, how to roast them, how to store them, but to be honest, you're gonna have to be the judge for yourself. Get some, roast them, taste them, come back and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because I'm gonna be dropping plenty of hatch chili recipes as well so that you can follow along and try with me. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.